Hi there, in this lesson we're going to look at angles and then particularly corresponding angles. But before we start, it's important to see where angles appear in nature and lots of different places, like engineering for example. That's why we really investigate angles. There's far more than this, but I've just put a selection of three. There's a fourth rail bridge there. You can see there's lots of angles involved in the construction of that, particularly triangles, which are strong structures. You've got honeycombs, bees creating hexagon type shapes that actually go together really well. Not much wastage at all. You can see they fit together very well, and that's why they picked hexagons. I don't know if they had a selection of shapes to pick from, but they seem to have come up with hexagon shapes. And they've got the pyramids there. Really amazing kind of construction thousands of years ago with lots of different angles in it. Okay, so let's look at what corresponding angles are. So corresponding angles appear when you've got lines that are parallel with kind of a line crossing over them. Parallel lines are these ones here. If you just look at these ones here, they're parallel to each other. And what that means is they're the same distance apart at every point, kind of like train tracks. So they've got parallel lines and they've got this kind of crossing line, and that's where you'll find corresponding angles quite a lot. You find them in other places as well, but usually when there's parallel lines. Right, so the shape you're looking for here when trying to look for corresponding angles is F-shapes. And you can see one appearing here within the parallel lines. You can see the F shape there clearly. And we're looking for angles that are the same within this kind of structure. So if you look at this one here, for example, it kind of goes along and then diagonally down. There's a one that's exactly the same within the F shape, which goes along and diagonally down. So basically these two angles are exactly the same. That's what we're kind of trying to get you to look at here. I mean, if you're given this one here, you can slide it down and get the one at the bottom underneath. Now there's other F shapes in this diagram as well, so I'll kind of put that away if you like. And I think I've got a wee couple here. Right, we could go the other way, couldn't we? We could go to this side. We don't need to go the F shape, go in that direction. So you can go up and up and along there. So what that means is that angle is exactly, if we slide it down, the same as this one underneath. If you look at it, it goes straight along and diagonally down. Straight along and diagonally down. And there's even more than that. You can get upside down kind of F shapes as well. You can see that here. Okay, now what this angle here would be the same as this one here. Again, I'm just going to use a red one for that. And you could slide that up to there. So these angles are exactly the same. Now you might wonder why I've used red, because these are vertically opposite and these are the same as well. Okay, so let's get rid of that F shape. And the kind of last one I want to look at here is that F shape there. So this one here is the same as this one here, and I'm going to use a green for that. So that one there is exactly the same as that one there. And again, you might have wondered why I've used green, because I've used green over there. Well, these two are the same as well from vertically opposite angles. So you get this kind of pattern going on here, where if you know two of the angles, you can basically work out all the rest of them. Okay, right. How to name corresponding angles. Now, if you want to name corresponding angles, we tend to use 3 letters to name an angle. We've done that before previously, but if I look at this idea here, and I want to name, let's say for example, I want to name this part here of the F shape. I'm going to kind of look at this F shape here. Now, I would name that there ABC, where B was in the middle or the vertex of the angle. So ABC. And that would be the same as if I take my F shape up and along this part here, which would be BFG. BFG. Okay, so I could take that and I go BFG. Okay, so that's how you name corresponding angles. And obviously you can go the other way as well. If I was going the other direction, I'd go ABD, and that would be the same as AFE and so on. Right, quite a lot of the times you're asked for these kind of ideas where you've got to miss or fill in the missing angles. So I'm going to do 3 easy examples and 3 more tricky ones. So this is the first one. So what I would look to see is the F shape. You can see the parallel lines here. These triangles on the lines mean they're parallel. And I just tend to think of this idea of sliding. So that one there would slide up to that one there. They're exactly the same. Now there's this wee missing one here. Now what you need to think about there is we have got a straight line. So when you're looking at a straight line, this idea here, straight lines always add up to 180 degrees. Either side comes to 180 because a flat line is 180 degrees. So if you're looking at that there, then these two come to 180, so that one's going to be 75. Okay, so let's look at this one here. Again, slide it down. The 72 will go down into there. It's exactly the same. And again, you have another straight line here. We've got a straight line down this way here, from there all the way down to there. That should, oh, it's not popping up straight, but it should. There, down to there. And this one in here and that one add up to 180, because that's a straight line. So that's going to be 108. And the last one, we've got the 57, which will slide down to here. Again, these are the same angles. And these two add up to 180 degrees. Again, if you're looking at that idea there, there's your straight line. So 180 degrees. And if you take away 57, you'll get 123. Right. This is another idea that pops up, and we talked about it earlier. Vertically opposite angles are the same. So this 60 here is the same as 60 there. That's going to be 120 here, isn't it, from the straight line? And that would be 120 there. But let's look at these three harder examples to finish off. So here, if I think about this is kind of similar to the one we did before. That would slide down to there, and that would be 120 degrees. Now there's various ways to think about this. You could go vertically opposite at this point, and you could go, well, that one's going to be 120 vertically opposite, which means you could slide it down here or look at vertically opposite there. Oh, the 60's popped in, that should be there. And then to get this one here, you could think that's a straight line straight across here. So that comes to 60 if you like. And from there, you could go vertically opposite and get that 60. You could also slide this up like that, because that's your F shape. You're kind of along and straight up and along. And you could go vertically opposite here, which is 60 there, which kind of links back to the idea we started off talking about. Okay, so remember to try and spot your F shapes, these kind of things here, like that, and the crooks are the same, if you like. Okay, right, over to this one, right, I'm kind of looking at an F shape here, and I'm kind of thinking, right, I could go up there, and along here. That's a parallel line there, that should have a wee triangle on it. Okay, so I've clicked that by mistake there actually, to be honest, but across there you've got a straight line which makes 180, but I'm going to think about this F shape. So I've got 110 here, now that's going to slide up to the top there, 110, and I could go underneath to get the crook in here, which is 70, and I could slide that up here to get 70 there. Again, I could think vertically opposite here, which is 110, and that'll give me 110 there. And then you've got options there, so you could go, okay, well, I think I'll go across. These two come to 180, and I'll get my 70, which is there. And I could go vertically opposite and get 110. So you can use things that add up to 180, use vertically opposite, or use your F shapes. Right, I'll get rid of that there, and I'll go over to the other side. I'm going to use a thinner kind of thing. So I'm thinking about that 81, and I'm seeing an F shape go down like that, along and along. So there's an F shape, it's upside down. So that 81 is going to slide down to here. Again, you could think of straight across there, or you could go vertically opposite down to this corner. You could go, well, that's 81, and that would slide down to here, and that would be 81. And then you could try and get the other side here. So you could go, these two add up to 180, or those two add up to 180. Whatever way you want to do it, that's going to be 99. Vertical opposite 99. This is going to be 99. Vertical opposite 99. Okay, let's look at this last one. So I'll stick with this kind of thin bit. So I'm looking for F shapes. There's my parallel lines. There's an F shape there. I'll get that better actually. I'm trying to use a mouse here, which is quite tricky. There's an F shape there, isn't it? Okay, so that 105 will slide up into there. So that's going to be 105. We'll get that out of the way there. See, 105 there from the F shape. Right, you could also do the same to the other side. So you could say, well, there's an F shape, like that. So that means that 121 is going to slide up into there. I'll just move that out of the way there. So that should be 121 there. Okay, I've now got these kind of lines here together, these bits here. Now they come to 180, so that's going to be 75 in there. And they come to 180, so that's 59. Right, the same idea is going to appear here though, isn't it? So these two come to 180, or you could slide the 75 up, and that'll get you 75 there. Those two come to 180, or you could slide the 59 up there. Now finally, to get the last angle, and then we'll stop the lesson, you've got a triangle at the top here. So it's important to be able to spot those. So you've got a triangle right at the top, and triangles, when you look at them, the three angles add up to 180. So you add the 75 and the 59 together, and then take it away from 180, and you'll get your 46 to finish.